Oh, hey there. Welcome to another video. This is basically a teardown of a Pentium 4 1.7 gigahertz machine that I had basically found, basically on the side of the road. And I really like the case. I thought it'd be great for like a sleeper build. But, I'm also a retro gamer, and, I knew that there was, well, I kind of checked already. I knew that there was an early, Pentium 4 in the machine. So I thought I'd grab it and just kind of do a teardown video and, see what we can find inside. Just kind of a disclaimer. I had already removed the video card from the machine. So once you get a chance to see what's inside here, the video card's already been removed. But and I had cleaned it separately. I kind of wanted to see what I was working with right from the get-go. So anyways, so yeah, I really liked this case. I thought it was really, really nice looking. I had a few others as well, but yeah, I took the processor out, and as you can see here, I did do a test boot before, and it wasn't working, and the power button from the front of the case was missing. It was actually kind of stuck inside, and then there was like all that gob of thermal paste, as you can see. So anyways, yeah, the inside was pretty dirty, as to be expected. And the first thing I thought was, I'll just start removing the other cards, from the case, and basically had a network card, and I wouldn't be using that for anything in the future. And then it has a nice Sound Blaster sound card. And yeah, just started to remove the rest of the components, starting with the hard drive. And, as you can see, yeah, it's pretty dirty. The motherboard has swollen capacitors. So this thing already had some issues. I was thinking, well, maybe I can try to restore it and, turn it into some kind of a retro gaming machine. But I don't think it's worth the hassle. I'm not a soldering expert or anything like that. So, anyways, I was having trouble getting the hard drives out, and I don't know, that one screw was just really driving me crazy. So since I was going to clean the entire case, I decided to remove the whole drive cage, and was able to just kind of put a bit of a little bit of leverage on that one screw just by kind of holding everything a certain angle, and it actually was able to come out. So I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, so with the drive being able to come out of its cage, yeah, we've got here an 80 gigabyte IDE hard drive. Again, I'm going to try to see if I can get the system to boot, and then ultimately boot into some kind of an operating system. I suspect it's probably got Windows XP or something like that on this machine. Then I decided to remove the drives. I do have other beige color drives for, that are suitable for retro builds, but sometimes they don't match nice enough. And this one's perfect because they're, perfect for this case, basically. So I wanted to take them out and clean everything off. Basically as I took everything out and light it down, I did spend some time in cleaning all the different components with a brush and some air as well. Basically I take out the RAM, and yeah, it looks like it's got probably 512 megabytes of RAM in the machine. Both sticks are basically not identical, but that's all right. So I got all the parts out of the machine, and this is basically what I've got. I cleaned them up with a brush, and I will actually probably wash the case itself, but here's the motherboard again. Just kind of wanted to show you guys. It's an Intel motherboard. It was a fairly good one, I guess, from back in the day. It's a socket 478, And it's too bad that the capacitors on the side are bulging. It's pretty common, I think, sometimes when there's a lot of heat. So here's the graphics card. Basically, it's an ATI 7064 megabyte card. Not really sure what I can play, what kind of games I can play with that. Probably not anything too intensive, but anyway, with all the components cleaned up, again, this is the original processor that came out of this machine, and I think somebody must have been trying to play around with it again before I got to it. So, I mean, there was a number on the processor itself, and there was this gobs of almost fresh paste on it. So, I think somebody was trying to get it going and just couldn't really go too far. And I'm kind of in the same boat right now. But you know, I like to see hardware stay alive as much as possible. So, just reapply some some proper thermal paste, and you know, reattach the fan that I cleaned up pretty well. I didn't actually seat the fan cooler very, very well, so during the video I got it to boot up, but then it actually shut down pretty quickly, as you'll see in a moment, because of the thermal issues. So for now, I'm just going to use just my desk as a test bench, and with just the original video card back in place. And normally, yeah, the mother, when I use the screwdriver to short the pins, you know, I get it boot up pretty quickly, but this one was sort of delayed. I mean, it did boot up, and I was pretty happy to see that. And then, yeah, I started having some problems. I kept trying to do that, basically shorting of the pins. I even changed the battery on the motherboard as well. My guess is the capacitors just don't really want the motherboard to function as it normally would. So I'm going to try to do some more testing with this machine just to see what I'm going to do with it overall. I mean, you know, I wanted to try to get it working again properly and see if I could load some games, or actually just see what's actually on the drive itself, and then see if I can just reformat it and, you know, throw some games on it. I actually have a really good Windows XP machine that I bought, and I'll be putting that on the channel. Great retro gaming machine. It had Windows XP already running on it, and I just kind of left it the way it was. Looked like it already had Service Pack 3, but with this machine here, I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit more. Otherwise, you know, I might end up just keeping the parts that are good, and then you know, basically scrapping the motherboard, maybe even replace it with something else. I do have another socket 478 Sony machine that I can use, so I might just put this CPU in my collection here. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, checking out this video, and hopefully you have a good weekend. Thank you.